Alright, hello and welcome to this weather update. It's a little after 8 o'clock on April 2nd, 2019, and we are looking at what really looks like, in all regards, a hurricane that is formed off the East Coast. This thing should be considered a hurricane. You can see, look at that spot, that eye. It has an eye. Let's look at the satellite. Look at this thing. There's an eye to it. That's a hurricane. That is a hurricane. Look, there's the eye. Let me zoom it in. Let's see if we could zoom. We can't zoom in, and I'll zoom in through here. Look at this. This is a hurricane. We are looking at a hurricane in April that has formed off the East Coast. This is crazy. This is not normal at all. This is very disturbing. And this is what we can expect due to climate change. Hurricanes can form at any time of year because you have water temperatures close to 80 degrees here. And this thing is just literally just exploding. It's got an eye. It has an eye to it. Coastal storms are not supposed to have eyes. Look at the convection. Look at the eye wall that's formed around it. Very, very strange. Here it is on the visible satellite, the high resolution. You could see here is the eye again. There's the eye right there. Convection all around the eye. Thunderstorms forming. Yep, that's what's going on. Wow. Very, very odd. Very strange. And a very intense storm. So let's look at the Ventus sky here. You can see here it is on the Ventus sky. And again, it's formed along a front. We can call it a hybrid type of storm. It's like a mix of a hurricane and a coastal storm. Very strange. So let's look at the wind speed right now. And look at some of these wind speeds around the center. 60 miles an hour. These are sustained wind speeds of 60 miles an hour right around what is the eye. Right? Just off the Outer Banks is probably getting hammered right now. But if we go and we look at the gusts, that's even higher. Look at some of these gusts. We have gusts over hurricane force. 77, 78, 81. This thing's going to continue to strengthen through the night, too. If we put this in motion and look at 10 o'clock, you see where it's moved. And look at that. It's going to get even more developed, and the gusts are going to get even stronger. This is a very disturbing type of storm. Very disturbing. Very disturbing. Wow. That's all I could say. Wow. So, actually, I do want to look at some observations and see. You can see there's a hurricane force wind warning offshore. You might as well just call it a hurricane warning already. Let's see if we can get some of these observations. An observation for this area. Yeah, northeast at 15, gusting to 37 at Cape Hatteras. North wind at 15, gusting to 37. Wow. All right, so let's take a look at this thing on the models and see what it's going to look like here. Let's go and look at the models, and I'm telling you, this is very unusual, extremely unusual. I'm probably going to have to do another weather update later on tonight because this is such an unusual event. Here we go. So this is the GFS. I'm trying to move this over here so you can see the GFS. So this is the GFS. Here's the storm. It's going to continue to deepen. It's going to continue to deepen because it's staying over warm water. We're talking water temperature 75 to 80 degrees almost to this point. So it's getting a lot of energy from the ocean. The good news is we're just getting brushed by it. So it looks like the east end will just get brushed by some of the rain. It's also compact, too. Most nor'easters are large. This is kind of compact. It just has a lot of tropical characteristics to it. You know, it really does. So let's shift gears and look at the NAM. So there it is on the NAM. Look at that thing. NAM has at 976 millibars. I think they should send the hurricane hunters into this. 975. I mean, there's an eye wall to it. Look, an eye wall. Spiral bands. This is a hurricane. This is a hurricane. See, NAM just has us getting brushed by the rain. This is a hurricane. Man. All right, so we'll take a look at the model and see what the wind it has the wind at. This model here. Look at this. Look at the winds. These are winds up to hurricane force in the center of this thing. Look at that. As it moves over cooler water, once it gets to New England, it'll start calming down a little bit. But, man, that's crazy. We're seeing things we've never seen before. Let's look at the HRRR. HRRR takes it a little further east and then kind of, oh, it almost looks like it hooks it a little bit. Get the precip field. Man. Alright. Yeah, it just affects Long Island. The Suffolk County, as we did in the other weather update. The further east you go, probably the Forks will be the most rain. We may not see any rain in Nassau County at all. Let's look at the RGM. Let's look at the RGM. So here it is. There's our tropical system. That's what I'm going to call it. 986 millibars. Insane. There's going to be some big swells offshore, if not already. We're going to look at some buoy reports. Let's look at the HDRPS as well. Good thing is it keeps the worst of it away from us. That's the good news. If this thing would impact us, it would be devastating. We'd have another Sandy on our hands. Easy. Easy. Unbelievable. It's a simulated IR satellite. You can see the eye in it. I'm going to go to the NAM, and we're going to look at the total cloud fraction, show you what it looks like. It's going to keep an eye. It's going to keep the eye. The eye may get even more defined until later tonight. Then it pulls away and clears out. Wow. I'm at a loss for words. That's why you don't see me saying anything, because I'm just so surprised over this. Something very, very unusual going on. This is what happens when you play with the climate. This is what happens. All right, so here's a look at the radar. Some light rain, maybe trying to move into our area. I think there will be rain on Long Island tonight, probably into Jersey. We got to watch this storm system, and I'm going to keep my eye on it through the night. The other thing that we got to talk about are the oceans. This effect that it's going to have on the oceans that we're going to see. So let's go and look at some of these buoys here and see what the waves are. Wave height 6.9 feet off. That is off Delaware, it looks like. Let's take a look at this one here. This is Virginia Beach. Wave height is 9.5 feet. And this is what our storm looks like on Google Earth, on earthnullschool.net. And look at that circulation. Just look at that circulation. Just look at that thing. And if we can look at it and show you, look at where the center is, and then we're going to look at the water temperatures where the center is, all right? We're going to look at the water temperatures right where the center is. Look at the very warm water. Again, look at that ribbon of warm water right there. Very warm water. You have water temperatures over 70 degrees all the way up to here. And like I said, some of these water temperatures are close to 80 degrees, which is definitely strong enough for to support a hurricane. We're warming the oceans. The oceans are warming at a very rapid rate. And it's very, very concerning. Very concerning. This is really, really bad. Really bad. This is really, really bad. So let's look at the Ventus sky. I want to look at the waves. We're going to actually look at the waves here. That'll be the last part of this weather update here. And here is the storm. And maybe with clouds. Maybe it'll show you doesn't really show up too well, the eye. But one thing I should also look at is lightning. So we're going to actually look at that too. So all right, let's look at the waves. All right. So we already have waves. Remember, the northeast part of the storm is going to have the strongest waves. So you already have waves up to 15 feet. That's going to get a lot worse. Let's go up to 11 o'clock tonight. Now you have waves over 20 feet, 22.4 feet. And there could be effects on us. There could be some minor coastal flooding from this. It's going to cause some swells Unfortunately, like I said, the center is moving far enough away, but it still could has an effect on us. Very, very unusual storm. Very unusual. Very unusual. All right, so we were going to look at what were we going to look at? Forgot. What is it we were going to look at? Oh, lightning. Lightning. All right, so lightning will be the last thing we're going to look at here, and we'll see if there's lightning in the center of this thing. Yep, there's a lot of lightning going off. A lot of lightning going off. You can actually see the eye. So this is the eye wall. There's lots of lightning going off from this thing. A lot of lightning. So this is what we have. We have very warm water giving you fuel for this storm. And this is what we have to look forward to due to climate change. But hey, people just want to keep investing on the South Shore and letting the middle decay, which is really, really stupid because you're literally throwing your money into the ocean and seeing it washed away. But they'll have to learn the hard way because we will get a big hurricane, and this could be the year that we get hit. This could be the year. All right, one more thing I want to look at actually, and that is the ice. So here is the situation with the ice, and we already have melting going on here, here, and look at all this thin ice even over here. We could come very close to a blue ocean event this year. I'm warning you. We are very close to, we are on the cusp of a climate catastrophe. We are very close, just a couple of years away. This is very disturbing, and you know this is something that we really need to take immediate action on. But unfortunately, the way people work is it's going to take some really major disasters for people really, and major disasters in populated areas like New York City, and then maybe people will finally start waking up about climate change. Sandy wasn't the big one. The big one is going to flood downtown. It's going to put everything south of Sunrise Highway underwater. It's going to wipe out the South Shore, and the only parts of the metro area that will be safe are northern Queens, the Bronx, maybe Upper Manhattan, North Shore, Long Island, and middle of the island, and inland. But anything by the water, this is what you have. This is what's coming. So don't say you weren't warned. That's all. I'm going to keep warning people about this because this is very disturbing again. We have a hurricane in April. A hurricane in April. This is not supposed to happen ever. This is not supposed to happen. No. Not at all. That's going to be it for this update. I'll have another one later. I'm keeping my eye on this thing for sure.